Hey guys, Alan Hain here, the Lawn Care Nut. And it's the middle of winter, so not much I can talk about here. But today I'm going to talk about snow and the lawn and give you a couple quick winter lawn tips. So one question I get quite often is, Alan, is snow good for the lawn or is snow bad for the lawn, and how much is good? So the truth is that a little bit of snow in the lawn is great. In fact, what I've got here today, which is about 3.5 inches of snow covering the lawn, this is perfect. And if I could keep this all winter long, I'd be extremely happy. The reason that is because lawns suffer in the wintertime. They can suffer from what's called desiccation, which is essentially just water loss. The covering of snow will keep that water loss from occurring, especially when you get tons of wind. So I've got an area over here in the middle of the lawn where you can see I don't have any snowpack, and that's a little bit of a slope right there. And so right there, I'm definitely going to have problems when it comes to the spring because of desiccation. The wind just whips across that little slope right there, and it just takes the moisture right out of the plants. So one key takeaway here is if you've got areas like this in your lawn, be prepared in spring that these are the ones you're going to need to work on a little bit harder, probably a little bit more raking, a little bit more care early in the year. Now, there's other things that'll harm your turf in the wintertime, including ice problems when things thaw and freeze quickly and things like that, but that's mainly going to be in the spring. But one thing that you need to realize about snowpack is that it also keeps a consistent temperature at ground level. My turf grass here is turf type tall fescue, and it's a little bit far north for this zone. And so it's going to be susceptible to winter injury just because I've got it planted a little bit too far north. And then even bluegrass, which is really designed for up here, which is a northern turf grass, even bluegrass can get some injury when we get super low freezing temperatures. So snowpack is going to help keep right at the soil line where the turf is. It's going to help keep the consistent temperature that you need so you don't get a winter kill from too much of a deep freeze, I guess would be the best way to say it. So I'm going to show you them and illustrate. So I've actually got here a compost thermometer. Let's see if you can see that. I don't know. And what it does is, obviously, it's meant to be stuck into a compost pile to measure temperature because that's how you know when compost is working right. But you can also use it for soil. So the temperature out here right now is registering, about 22.5 degrees. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stick this down into the snow right at the soil line, and I'm going to show you that it's going to be just a couple degrees warmer right at the soil line. What that's illustrating is that this layer of snowpack is going to help retain a little bit of heat, so you're not going to be as susceptible to extreme fluctuations in temperature that we do tend to get here in the winter. So it looks like we ended up about 27, 28 degrees sticking up underneath there. And that just shows you, again, it's concentrating whatever little bit of sun we have. It's retaining some heat there. And again, that's just going to help the turf over the winter. A couple other things I do want you to be careful of in winter is we don't want any foot traffic out here. I know you want to build snowmen, but what that does is it's going to stomp on the crowns, and the crowns are frozen or very cold. They're brittle, and if you crush the crown of the grass plant, it's going to die. So don't walk out here. Inevitably, the other place that I always have a lot of problem is where I have snow piled up. Too much snow can actually be a negative thing, and that's because no sunlight gets under there, so it's completely dark, and then fungus or mold can grow, and that's how we get snow mold problems. So a little bit of snow all year long is just perfect. It's pretty much what I've got here this year in Northwest Indiana. Don't know what the snow conditions are like where you are, but just remember, snow's not always a negative thing. Sometimes it helps the lawn. I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Hope this has helped you. Don't worry, spring is very close by, and I will see you in the lawn.